Testing mic sound check. Testing mic sound. Testing. Good morning po. Ma'am sirs, pwede po tayong mag-forward po dito sa harapan. Yung mga magpo-forward daw po ay makakatanggap po ng sahod. Sila po yung pinakamaagang makakatanggap po ng sahod. So, forward na po kayo, ma'am sir, kung okay lang po. Maraming salamat po. Opo, wala na pong mga names, kaya pwede po tayo mag-forward. Ma'am Merx, Ma'am Mini. Maraming salamat po. Maraming salamat po. Thank you po. And yung speaker po natin ay paakyat na din po. And we will start in a few minutes. Salamat po. Okay, so we'll be having a photo op po with our audience. So, dyan na lang po muna kayo. Puna lang po tayo ng maayos with our Mancom and of course our guest speaker. And kaya po kailangan po natin mag-move forward. Ayan, salamat po. Forward po tayo mga ma'am sir. Salamat po for the photo op. Thank you po. May plus points po yan mamaya. Malay nyo po, yung pag-move nyo po, yan po yung sign na kayo po ay mabubunot sa ating raffle. Mamaya. Yan, maraming salamat po. Please all rise for the doxology to be followed by the singing of the national anthem.
magiliw, pero sa silanganan, alam ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupit, di ka pasisingin. Sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bagaw, may nilagang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kislap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagniningning, ang bituin at araw na kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw na buwan, adit pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na pa, may mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
You may now take your seats. All right, good morning, University of Makati. Good morning to all our participants from different offices, centers, institutes, and colleges. I am Mr. Jim Carl J. Primo, your host for today's session. On behalf of the Center for Quality Management and Development headed by Dr. E.L.E.V.A.T.E, once again, I welcome everyone to the second session of Quality Assurance Conference called E.L.E.V.A.T.E, Empower Leverage Employee Values and Aptitude Towards Excellence. And again, a reminder for everyone, this is a collaborative project among CQMD, HRMO, and SITE. And this is an in-house training that aim to leverage the enhancement of professional and personal qualities of UMak community members. And before anything else, I would like to acknowledge the presence of our MANCOM officials. We have our Vice President for Planning and Research, Dr. Ninette Cariaga. A round of applause, please. We also have our University Secretary, Professor Jovi Hermosura. A round of applause, please. Thank you po for gracing our events today. And a reminder for everyone, we have our food stub with you right now. So earlier, during the registration, natanggap niyo po ba yung program? May naka-stapler na isang maliit na papel. Yan, please secure that stub. Dahil dalawa po ang purpose niyan. One, for our food. I think mabubusog naman tayo sa food natin. And second, for our raffle. Siguro nakikita niyo yung table natin sa stage. So meron tayo ditong mga exciting prizes para sa ating raffle maya-maya. Anyway, kamusta po kayo? Kamusta po kayo? Nag-almusal na po ba kayo? Kayo po, nag-almusal na po ba kayo dito? Nag-almusal na po. Kayo po, dito. Nag-almusal na po. Okay. That's a good thing po kasi baka humaba ang araw natin because we have an unexpected circumstance earlier. But hopefully, we will finish on time. So, this event is again part of the celebration of the 123rd Philippine Civil Service Commission. So, we have our team developing and fostering a culture of dynamism to achieve a resilient and sustainable people and public sector organization. And just a brief recap. So, we have our first session. Kailan nga po yung first session natin? Naalala niyo po ba yung first session natin, sir?
It talks about branding of the university.
All right, we talk about personal branding. Thank you, Sir Ivan. So that was last September 29 to 2023. I think 2 weeks ago, no, we have our first session. And just like what Sir Ivan mentioned, we talk about personal brand. And I think naaalala natin na binanggit ng ating napakagaling na speaker na si Professor Liano that we can only have our brand if we stay authentic. And I think as a university employee, we already identify our authenticity. All right? And part of that is answering those questions na binanggit ni Professor Liano, who we are, why we exist, what is our vision, and what are our stories. So today we are having a very exciting topic, and kagabi, nabasa ko na yung bio note ng ating speaker and wow! Wow. So we will be talking about communication for professional impact. And bago po tayo pumunta doon, mag-check po tayo ng participants' attendance. So let's start with our first cluster. Kung nandito po kayo, let us hear your energetic cheer if you're present. Let's start with the Office of the University President. Do we have participants from University Registrar? Okay, mukhang nasa live YouTube sila. Nasa YouTube ata sila. Hello po sa ating mga live participants from our official YouTube channel. And by the way, again, babanggitin ko po, we have our free lunch later. Kaya kung nandyan po kayo sa inyong mga opisina, pumunta na po kayo ngayon dito sa HPSV 1012 para makuha po ang inyong stub. And at the same time, baka manalo po kayo ng exciting prize sa ating raffle mamaya. Okay? So let's have, meron tayong participants from testing and admission. Yan. Hi, Sir Dagom. Good morning. Yes. What about from CIC? CIC, Center for Information Technology. Ito, nandito si Sir. Napakaaga ni Sir kanina. Isa sa mga early bird. Let's check our attendance from the Office of the Vice President for Academic Affairs. Do we have participants from our 11 colleges, 5 institutes, 2 centers, and 2 special programs? Ayan. Hello po. Good morning. Ayan. Next, we have the Office of the Vice President for Administration headed by Attorney Jewel D. Bulos. Do we have participants from HRMO? Ayan, si Ma'am Jeannie. SPMO, OHSO, GSO, MDO, and UFMO. Ayan, we have participants. What about from the Office of the Vice President for Finance headed by Engineer Luke Ivan Moro? Do we have participants from Accounting, Budget Office, Cash Office? Ayan, thank you po. Participants from the Office of the Vice President for Planning and Research headed by Dr. Faynet Cariaga. CQMD, yes, we're all present. What about CPD? Yeah, thank you, ma'am. CUR. Nagpahinga po sila. Opo, kasi pagod po sila kahapon sa 6th University Research Congress. Ayan. At nasa Comelec din po pala sila. Ayan. Hello po, mag-ingat po kayo sa inyong biyahe. What about from LLC? Ayan, sila ma'am. Good morning po. And of course, we have participants from the Office of the Vice President for Student Services and Community Development. Do we have participants from CAD? Nandito po sila, represented by BB Cariaga. CCDNB, CCA, mukhang perfect attendance. Ayun si Sir. CGCS. Okay, CSFD. Yan, si Sir. And CSOA. Yan. Good morning, Sir. And of course, the last but definitely not the least, the Office of the University Secretary, as always, present very early, headed by Professor Juby Hermosura. Do you have participant from CIC? Okay. CAA, CDPRM, and CLIP. Tama po? Alright. I think mula sa last cluster natin, yung ating mga participants. Sila may pinakamadaming participants today. Anyway, to formally welcome everyone to our training session today, let us hear the welcoming remarks of our University Secretary. A round of applause for Professor Jovi Hermosura.
To our resource person today, Mr. Eduardo Domingo, to the organizer of this training series, my fellow workers in the university, a pleasant morning. The initiatives of the Center for Quality Management and Development towards excellence are highly commendable. We had the Achieve UMak for officials last year, and early this year, we rolled out the QMS training series, which focused on the details of the processes of various offices. The training series provided the employees awareness on the processes of their offices and how it should be performed with effectiveness, efficiency, economy, and accountability. This time, the CQMD launched the E L.E.V.A.T.E UMak, a training series on enhancing professional and personal qualities for UMak community. This is focused on the soft skills of employees. Last September 29, the first session was held on the topic, Building Your Personal Brand. How to project proper internal and external image to amplify the university's professional identity. The second session today on the topic, Communication for Professional Impact, will definitely give us impactful results that would elevate learning and inspire UMak to continuously explore the road less traveled by being unique and making a difference in the lives of the people. Have you ever heard the saying, you are who you hang around? Or, tell me who your friends are, and I'll tell you who you are. It may sound cliche, but there's a profound truth hidden within those words. The people we surround ourselves will have a profound influence on our thoughts, actions, and words. Many times we are forced to adapt to the different environments in which we find ourselves in. And to ensure our message is well understood, we must be able to speak in the same language as the audience in the said environment. This is what leads to effective communication. Communication is a necessary prerequisite to effectively managing your brand, be it corporate or a personal brand. Both will require clarity, not just in the message itself, but also in the delivery of the message for it to be effective and persuasive. Personal brands that employ effective communication strategies always win the hearts and minds of their audience. So, as I welcome you all in today's learning exercise, I am pretty sure of a more UMak achievements and successes to come through the power of communication. Thank you and have a great day.
All right. Thank you so much, Professor Joey B. Hermosura. I really believe that communication, as cliche as it is, it's really the key to everything. Now, whatever it is, it has power. No, that's why we really have to learn how to communicate. And today, I think madadagdagan yung mga learnings natin when it comes to how are we going to communicate effectively. Once again, thank you, Professor Joey Hermosura, for that welcoming remarks. And last time, I think I was able to give you a glimpse of the birth, kung saan ba nanggaling si E.L.E.V.A.T.E. And again, i-remind ko lang ulit ang lahat. So the E.L.E.V.A.T.E series is a sequel of the successful round of the CQMD's Achieve series last year. That was spearheaded by the former CQMD director and now the Dean of the College of Innovative Teacher Education, and that is Dr. Jason D. Barganya. And today, we'll be moving on to the most exciting part of our training session. So to introduce our speaker formally, let us call on stage an expert in English language and communication at the same time. The director of the CQMD, a round of applause for Dr. Amelia Pahe.
Thank you very much for the kind introduction, Mr. Carl. Ka-Berks ko pala ito. I am indeed honored to introduce our guest speaker this morning. 3 pages po ito. Okay. So, tama ba ako, Carl? 3 pages? Parang, tama. Okay. So, our guest speaker is an international pageant Q&A coach, theater actor, and director, and most importantly, a teacher. Yan po ang mga daan na tinatahak ng isang language teacher. Okay. He belongs to the revival batch of the 10 outstanding students of the Philippines, or TOSP for short, in 1989, chosen by RFM Swift Corporation, Rotary Club of Makati Central, and the Department of Education, and awarded in Malacanang Palace during the time of the late President Corazon Aquino. So one of the TOSP, E L.E.V.A.T.E. After graduating from college with a BS degree in education, major in English, he juggled his time teaching in various academic institutions like St. Paul, Quezon City, Letran, FEU, San Beda Alabang, GCIC, where I also had a part-time, De La Salle Zobel, among others. He was also a speech consultant for Speech Power and a trainer at WC City Academy of Speech, Personality, and Etiquette. He also taught in various international schools abroad and embraced various curricula like Australian, Singaporean, American, and Cambridge curriculum. He assumed the post of curriculum head at Cambridge International School and became a speaking examiner for Cambridge IGCSE First Language, English. Ito po medyo mahirap i-ano to. He ranked number 5 in the top 100 spellers of the world during World Spelling Day in 2014. Di ba? He directed school musical plays. I hope you're familiar. Abroad, like Miss Saigon, Les Miserables, Grease, High School Musical, and Hairspray. O, di ba? In 2019, he was chosen as one of the 50 finalists out of 4,000 nominees in 75 countries as Cambridge University Press Dedicated Teachers Award. And the following year, he was selected as a distinguished teacher for the holistic development of students awarded by the International Education Summit and Awards in India. He was a champion coach in the TOEFL Olympics, Indonesia, and sat as the main judge in the International Essay Writing Competition, participated by more than 100 students in different countries. Wow. In 2019, he started embarking in coaching different beauty queens in Indonesia who made good placements and even winning crowns, which opened the door for him to accommodate other girls all over the world. Sana po kasama ng UMak. He has 5 crowns, titles to his sleeves. Miss Aura International 2022 from Indonesia. Miss Face of Humanity 23 Indonesia also. Miss Glocal International 2023 Philippines. Mr. Universe, kala ko puro Miss lang eh. May Mr. Universe 2023 Indonesia. And Miss Global Universe 2023 from Belgium. Nako, may NDRRMC warning. Naririnig niyo po ba? He also handled the second runner-up in Miss Charm International 2023. First runner-up, Miss Chinese World 2023. Second runner-up, Miss Grand International 2022. Third runner-up, Miss Grand International 2020. First runner-up in Miss Teen Universe 2022 in Spain, and first runner-up Mini Miss Universe in Thailand, etc. Asan kaya yung listahan dito na included ng Miss Philippines? Well, in 2023, he coached Miss Colombia, napakaganda po niyan, Miss Brazil, Miss Mexico, Miss Japan, Miss Indonesia, and Miss Philippines candidates for Miss Face of Humanity. He is also the coach of Miss Universe Indonesia and the National Director of World Beauty Organization Top Model Philippines 2023 under Maharlika Productions Incorporated. Bago po mag-end ng session, sana po meron ding beauty. May beauty contestants tayo na i-coach ni no less than, ladies and gentlemen, let's all welcome Mr. Doods Domingo.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pare. Actually, I'm so nervous. No, because unlike in my previous speaking engagements, normally I'm talking to students or beauty queens, but this time my fellow educators. So the pressure is so so strong and so huge. So what I want to actually when I was contemplating on the focus of the topic about communication for professional impact, actually it's a huge topic. And so basically I just tried focusing on one, but basically what I'm going to show initially is actually my journey as a communicator and as a teacher, as an educator, because all those years, since I started teaching and embarking in different types of jobs, communication has always been a part and parcel of my existence. And I'm very sure since all of us here are educators, so definitely my topic is something that you already know. It's just that we need to reinforce that, we need to practice that, and we need to walk the talk. Because we all know this, no? This is not something new to all of you. So right now, let me show you first. This is actually the intro of my YouTube channel. These are all in international schools abroad. Okay. So basically, Ma'am Pahe has already mentioned all those achievements. So I'm just trying to reinforce it so for you to believe. So this was the Dedicated Teacher Award in 2019. Then this was the other award that I had. Then when I was, that was during my Binibining Pilipinas Day. So payat pa ang lola nyo. So, ayan. And then, when I won the spelling, unfortunately, I did not represent the Philippines during the time. During the World Spelling Day, I represented Indonesia. And then, yeah, those things, I'm just showing it to you so that at least, okay, so, my international beauty pageant experience. So it started with Miss Malaysia. What I'm trying to point out, showing all these things, is that if not for communication, if not for professionalism in interacting with these people, they wouldn't get me, they wouldn't hire me, they wouldn't come to me. And that's precisely the reason why we as educators here, we really have to be conscious about the way we interact and communicate with different kinds of people from all walks of life. Especially, we are in the academe. This is University of Makati, and you have already set a certain, bar. You have established a certain bar in terms of the industry, in the education industry, right? You have huge and amazing buildings here, and good benefits and all like that. Okay, so yeah, Miss India, Brazil. So all these things are my coaching experience. Okay, so I was the first and only Filipino who was able to see it in the Miss Earth Indonesia and Miss Eco Indonesia. Then I was also, in the billboard of Jakarta. Artista ang lola nyo. Okay, and then this is my channel. If you want to subscribe, I don't have much followers, but at least it's up. Okay, so these are my judging, my channel. So these are the different women that I handled: India, Haiti, Mr. Global Thailand, Indonesia, etc., etc., Hong Kong, Colombia, even African beauties. So all these things that you're seeing, I employ communication because I coach them, right? Whether it's face-to-face or online, I do coach them. And I utilize, the power of speaking and communication. Okay, all these things, I'll make it fast, all these things, okay. Okay, and this is the recent one because Miss Universe Indonesia is still competing this November, right, in Ecuador, and Mr. Universe, the winner is my mentee. Okay, so
Everyone, my name is E L.E.V.A.T.E, the second runner-up of Miss Charm International 2023 from Indonesia. I am one of the apprentice of Sir Doods, and I couldn't be happier to share this journey with Sir Doods. I took a lot of classes with Sir Doods and practiced my Q&A on stage and also deep interview because he see through me and also bring all of the best aspect out from me. That really helps me to become more confident, and I feel authentic in delivering my message and also myself. Sir Doods is very kind, very positive, and aside from that, he always celebrates all the scars, all the journey, all the hardship, and bring it into the power. And I'm so very happy to say that Sir Doods has been one of the person who led me closer to the crown, and I'm so thankful. Thank you, Sir Doods.
okay, so I just got one of the. You can also follow my Instagram at Doods.Domingo. Okay, I'm more active in Instagram because the beauty queens all over the world are actually communicating to me through this medium, through this platform, not in Facebook. Okay, so the reason why I show them to you is because I want you to see, the journey that. I'm old. I'm already 55 years old, and most of you are younger than yours truly. So definitely, all the experiences that I had, you will also experience them if you will really focus, if you will really set your heart into it, if you will really, if you will really, be very, very insistent in achieving that dreams. Nobody knew. I myself, I didn't know that I would be embarking in international beauty pageant coaching, right? And, it's a great feeling. I managed to go to Japan, to Singapore, to Thailand, and to other countries because of coaching. And they were the ones. And it's because of my communicative competence. Because of, I don't intend, when I communicate with people, I don't utilize other twang, other intonation, other accent. We just have to be ourselves, authenticity. We have to be very authentic. I'm not, I don't, sound like a British or an American. I sound very Filipino when I speak English, and it doesn't matter. And that's the reason why many beauty queens all over the world, and even international schools, they would like to employ Filipino teachers because of that. Now, communication for professional impact. So, I chose to focus on communication breakdown because, ladies and gentlemen, this is actually the reason why we cannot perform well, why we cannot project well, why we cannot show to the world that we are professional because of these barriers. And that's the reason why I chose to focus on this. As I mentioned a while ago, there is a gamut of different topics under communication for professional impact. But as a university, so I'm very sure Sir Jazz, Dr. Berganya mentioned to me that, this is UMak, University of Makati, and people's expectation is very high. And sometimes we have a tendency to forget that we are carrying the banner of University of Makati. So we have to be very conscious about the way we speak, the way we talk, the way we relay our messages, the way we interact with people, both to our students, to the personnel, and to the outside, community. So we really have to be very careful about that. And we have to be conscious, because sometimes, because we've been teaching so long or we've been working in the university for quite some time, we have this tendency to be lax and we don't care anymore. Our appearance, our tone of voice when we communicate, which results to communication breakdown. So remember, communication is the lifeblood of any thriving organization. Okay, so it's the thread that we weave, in order for us to, to come up with, collaboration, productivity, etc. Now, what are the different communication breakdowns? No, misunderstanding due to unclear instructions. Now, I'm very sure all of you here, you are reporting to certain head, right? You're reporting to your peers also. You're not reporting, but you collaborate with your peers, no. But then misunderstanding always occurs, no, in any organization. There's no perfect organization, but if we have unclear instructions coming from the boss, so it results in communication breakdown. I'm very sure you experienced that. Sometimes your head would tell you, okay, please come up with, with presentation on at the end of the week, okay, about, for example, about a certain program or activity or project, but the boss did not specify who will be in charge of this, who will be in charge of, organizing the committee, what would be the deadline, when will be the deadline, etc. So misunderstanding happens. And we, as, employees, especially if we are subordinates, sometimes we are afraid to really, ask our superiors, no, for clarification. I'm also guilty of that because, sometimes I am so shy, I'm so afraid, to ask my higher ups about certain things, which resulted in, a failure in executing the project. So what I've learned, especially, Sir Just was my boss for, for in different setup, no? In the UK, there was a UK company before which was headed by Dr. Jasper Ganya, and I was one of his, teams. I belong to. He was my boss actually, and then that is one thing that I've learned from him. No, if you need to say something, say it. Okay, don't be afraid. Okay, so. Number 2, nonverbal cues and body language. Sometimes when we communicate, it doesn't have to be everything verbal, right? And it could be a cause of communication breakdown if people misinterpret, your nonverbal cues. So, for example, you are presenting, no? You are so enthusiastic in presenting, something to your peers, but then others misinterpret your enthusiasm as an arrogance. And that will cause communication breakdown. Why? Because people, nagpapasikat lang to, oo, ito, nagmamaganda, umeepal lang, di ba? Ganon. And without you knowing it, sometimes, because people have different perceptions, right? We cannot please everybody. No matter how nice you are, no matter how respectful you are, people will always have something not so nice to say about you. So, how do we remedy that? Then just be yourself, and knowing that you're doing the right thing, then you have nothing to worry about. Okay. So, another cause of communication breakdown is language barriers. So we all come from different places, different provinces. Of course, even though we all know Tagalog, we all know English, but then some are Visayas, some are from Mindanao and Ilocano, etc., etc. So sometimes there are terminologies which are not really fully embraced, by other people, by other people who belong to the organization, especially if you are working in an international school. So different nationalities, you're confronted with different nationalities: Americans, British, Australian, Turkish, Chinese, Singaporean, Pakistani, Indian, etc., etc. So we have to be very careful with the language that we're using. We have to be very much cognizant about what are the exact terms, the terminologies that we'll be using both in our spoken English and both when we write, no? So language barriers could cause communication breakdown. Lack of feedback and active listening. I do not know if you experience this, but more often than not, this is actually one of the problems of the teachers that I mentored, because I used to be a vice principal also of one school. And then when they approach me, when they come to me, this is always the one of the problems, no, one of the concerns of the teachers, but that they were not receiving feedback from their immediate supervisors or their heads. So for those who are heads here, so definitely we know what to do. So we have to always give feedback to our people so that they would know whether they're doing the right thing or not, so that they could remedy that, they could do something about that. And on your part, you should be an active listener as well, no? Because sometimes we're just listen for the heck of listening, but without us, internalizing and without fully understanding what we are hearing from the meeting, and it causes communication breakdown, ladies and gentlemen. Then, another reason why there is a communication breakdown is communication overload and information overload. Have you encountered a boss who has been giving you so many instructions, so many things to do? You do not know which one to prioritize. You do not know which one to finish first, etc., etc. So this happens, and if this happens, communication breakdown transpires, no? And sometimes there are so many information being given to you, and you do not know which one to absorb. Okay. So how to reverse the negative impact of breakdown of communication? So it's important to address and mitigate communication breakdowns by fostering a culture of open communication. So we should be open. Sometimes there are bosses who are not really so approachable, let's face it, right? That's the reason why some of your people are so afraid to approach you and to tell you what the problem was or what the problem is. So if you are handling people, so definitely try to be open, so that the culture will become open. No, if there is an open, if there is a culture of open communication, all problems could easily be resolved. No, people might sometimes take it negatively at the initial stage when you present the problem, but give your boss or give someone time to process the concerns, and eventually you will be able to resolve that. No, this is actually a culture that I always promote in every school that I go to, in every school that I work, and that's the reason why we, there is a corporate culture that you would feel when you enter a certain campus. I do not know if you feel that in University of Makati, that the moment you enter, you feel something different, because there is a certain culture that you're trying to promote, which is already imbibed in our system. Who has felt that? Nobody yet. I mean, sometimes if you love the organization where you belong, you will really try to do something, right? You should be proud of being a UMak employee or professor or student. And in other schools that I entered, I feel that, no, that, or in every company, in some companies that I entered, I could feel that there is a certain corporate culture that they're trying to promote. And unconsciously, if they've been doing that, the practice, the culture, it will become a natural thing. No? So try to do that. What kind of culture you would like to promote in UMak? Do you want that everybody should speak English, or everybody should be nice to anyone, regardless whether you know the person or not? Do you want all the students to greet the professors or anybody or the staff? You try to come up with that, and I'm very sure anybody, a stranger who comes in or who drops by UMak would feel that, oh, you know what, in UMak, every time I enter, from the security, up to the maintenance, up to the professor, to the students, etc., they greet you, or something like that, okay? Active listening and clarifying expectations. Of course, when we try to communicate to anybody, not only to our subordinates, no, but to our peers, we should clarify our expectations. What do you want to achieve? No, when I transfer certain information to you, what kind of information that I would like to extract from you in return? And then, how do we do that? We promote clear communication, we encourage feedback, we recognize the importance of nonverbal cues and language diversity. You know, in different cultures, in different countries, there are nonverbal or there are body languages that are not acceptable in other countries. There are some facial expressions that are considered, you know, no in another country, or in the Philippines, what is, you know, acceptable or not. So you should be aware of that. You know, otherwise you will be in trouble, no, especially if you go to different or to other countries, no. The organizations can minimize the occurrence of breakdown of communication and enhance collaboration and productivity if you will be able to promote that. Now, understanding the causes of communication breakdown, because you need to know the causes in order for you to remedy it, right? So, lack of clarity in messages, to emphasize, misunderstandings occur when messages are not clear and concise. So, be clear, be concise, be direct, because communication breakdown happens when the sender fails to communicate the correct message, whether in email, whether in chat, whether in face-to-face encounter. Be clear, no, what you really want. And then, why does this happen? Sometimes we use heavy words that the listener does not understand. When we communicate, we try to communicate not to impress other people. We communicate because we want to express ourselves. And that's the reason why we should not use highfalutin words just for the person in front of you to know na I'm a doctor or I'm a master's degree holder, etc., etc. So you really have to use the terms which is understandable by anybody. No, the level of usage is very important. Do not use jargons. Jargons, you are using terminologies because you belong to for example, to the health professions, no, Department of Nursing, for example. How in this world would, an IT person would know some of the jargons in your department if you will be using that, no? So avoid those things, no? If you don't provide enough context when speaking or presenting, okay, you present something about this. What to present? About what? What do you want us to focus? So this is the reason why even in meetings sometimes, clashes happen. I do not know if you encounter that. Do you encounter some clashes when you attend meetings, or you are all open and understanding? During my time when I was teaching here at UMak, I only taught here for a year. In 2001, I think 2001, 2002. There were so many clashes every time we had meetings. There were a lot of clashes, no? Almost every day in our life, there were so many clashes. And, because everybody was young, everybody wanted to share something, and we were not so open. And up to the point that, I left UMak for a year because of that. Misunderstanding, miscommunications, and all. We were younger during that time. Okay? So, you have to communicate clearly or concisely. No? Nonverbal messages, nonverbal cues and body language, I mentioned that. Cultural differences, even though, who are from Visayas here? Okay, see. Mindanao. Okay, Luzon, the rest, no? From other countries. Okay, so we have to practice cultural tolerance also, right? So because what they practice, for example, in Visayas might not be acceptable in Luzon. So we should be aware of that. And also the choice of language, no? Because, it's not enough for you to know how to pronounce the meaning of a certain word, but also how to pronounce it. I encountered that kind of problem when I was in Indonesia. The first time I arrived in Indonesia, they call Mr. there as Pa, but it's pronounced as P-A-K. It's spelled P-A-K, Pak. So I thought it's pronounced as Pak. And then there was this gentleman whose name was Yu. Okay, so so one morning I called him, "Good morning, Pak Yu," and then the other one is Mr. Me. So, "Good morning, Pak Me. Good morning, Pak You." And then somebody called my attention, "Sir, it's silent K. It should be Pa. Pa You, Pa Me," something like that. So, because of, you're not concerned anymore about the pronunciation, there might be some problems, right? So it's important that you also know how to pronounce the word or the term in that area. Another thing, when you are sleepy in Indonesia, you call that ngantok. Ngantok. And then, I was hearing that, so I mispronounced it. I was riding in a taxi. I was saying, ngentot. Pa, please faster, because I felt so sleepy that time. Then I was saying, ako ngentot. I was saying like that. I supposed to say, ngantok. And then, the ngentot there is the same with the term here. So the driver was, the facial expression of the driver was so angry, he thought I was referring to sex or something, where in fact I was referring to sleepy. So from then on, I was very careful. I asked first the locals there, how do you pronounce this? So for you to be spared from problems, no? And that's cultural differences. And also in Indonesia, for example, because I stayed in Indonesia for so long, if you bring along with you your yaya, your katulong, your maids and all, they're not how do you call that? They're not allowed, or it's not a practice for them to eat with them. And they're not eating actually, they're just watching you. And before, I felt so bad about it, so I offered something to the yaya of the person who invited me, and it's a no-no to them. So unlike for us Filipinos, right, if we have our maid, okay, you join us, the maid is just like a family. But in Indonesia, it's not like that. Okay, so things like that. Or for example, in Japan, when we were in Japan, one of our companions, Sir Josh and I, we went to Japan a few months ago together. One of our companions, she was eating in front of an establishment, and the owner of the establishment asked her to stay away from in front of her establishment because that's a no-no also in Japan. So things like that, okay? So cultural differences could cause communication breakdown. Now, in effective communication channels, sometimes we are using emails, right? Do you use emails when you communicate with your, in your department? I'm sure you have your Messenger group, your WhatsApp group, your Viber group, all kinds of groups, no? Sometimes it's so taxing, no? I have so many messages, my gosh. I have so many groups, 30 messages, 30 groups. Giving you different messages, and sometimes it becomes ineffective already. So you really have to identify which platform you will be using in certain concerns, no? Because if you create a lot of, what do you call that? Channels, communication channels, chances are others won't be able to catch important messages, because not everybody's checking from time to time, right? And not everybody's checking emails all the time because it's time consuming. Like for example, in my case, I receive 100 emails a day. How in this world you would expect me to go over to all emails, no? So what I do is that I just browse it and try to see which to prioritize, but it's difficult also if you will not attend to emails. Sometimes all emails are important. So sometimes you have to utilize an assistant for your assistant to check the emails and all. So sometimes the mediums that you are using are not tailored to the needs of the organization and its employees. So you have a WhatsApp group, but WhatsApp is not so popular in the Philippines, right? More on Viber. No? So it's up to you to create that channel. And then emotional barriers. This is very important, no? Because all of us, we have different dramas in life every day. So if we are 100 here, there are 100 dramas in life, no, that happens every day. May nag-away ng asawa, okay, iniwan ng boyfriend, hindi pa kumakain, walang pamasahe, namumroblema sa pamilya, etc., etc. And if we are not conscious about that kind of, the emotional barriers that our people are experiencing, we won't be able to help them out. We won't be able to promote, communication effectively, no? So, my suggestion, we have to be very conscious, no, about each other's needs. For example, one teacher comes in, she's frowning, nakasimangot, parang binaksakan ng mundo. Huwag kayong maiinis, no? Okay, because you do not know where she's coming from. Probably there might be a real difficult problems that she has confronted previously, and she is still, trying to resolve that. Ang arte naman yan, lagi nakasimang. Ano ba yan? Lagi na lang ganito. Di ba nagaganon tayo? So let's try to be more understanding. Let's try to be more considerate and try to put yourself to the shoes of that person, no? Lahat tayo kasi may kanya-kanya yan eh. And sometimes other people are not still open to share that. No, but try to understand. Hindi porke hindi mo gusto yung hilit siya ng mukha nung isa, ayaw mo na sa kanya. We easily judge people, and let's not do that. No. So how do we do that? Emotional barriers. Siguro for the big bosses, for the upper management, you could find a way, no, to really have sessions, one-on-one sessions with your people at least once a month, or it's up to you, so that your employees, your people, your subordinates would feel that we care, di ba? I'm very sure naman we do that here, no? And then emotions can play a significant role in communication breakdown. When employees are stressed or otherwise affected by their surroundings, they may struggle to form coherent thoughts and communicate clearly. Minsan tulala ang empleyado mo. May sinasabi ka, nakatingin lang siya sa'yo. Kasi wala dun yung focus niya. Dahil nga may emotional baggage siya, may emotional burden siya that she or he is trying to resolve. So kaya nagkakos siya ng breakdown. Kasi dahil wala siya sa sarili niya, hindi niya naintindihan ng instructions mo, tapos mali yung nagawa niya. So nagagalit ngayon tayo, di ba? Nagagalit tayo, tanga-tanga mo. Natuling ang teacher ka pa man din. O kaya ganito, mga ganon. I'm not saying it happens here, pero it does happen. So nag-iinit agad yung mga ulo natin. Alam nyo, I do not know if how easy it could be to you, pero ako kasi, I always practice yung bang kahit na-stress ng lola nyo, medyo pa rin, cool ka pa rin. Give your best close-up smile. Bahala kayo dyan. Parang ganon, di ba? Kasi tatanda tayo, di ba? Minsan, ang babata nyo pa, pero you look so old. Kasi nga, you're easily affected with the stress, with the people around you. Kasi we don't have to like each other here. Dito nga sa, in this assembly, of course, we cannot expect that everybody likes Dr. Pahe, everybody likes Vice President and Secretary. Of course, even if they're not doing anything bad against you, it's human nature, no? I don't like her, I don't want to approach her, something like that. But, it's fine for you to feel that, but don't take it against them. That don't look at them or don't view them as mga monsters, di ba? Kasi hindi ganon. That's in my 55 years of being in this world, this is the one thing that I've learned. No? You know what? In abroad, during meetings, we fight, we curse each other. But immediately after the meeting, set aside na yan. Sasabihin ng mga British sa akin, come on, let's have coffee. Pero during the meeting, nagmumurahan kami, nagbabaksakan kami, nagwa-walk outan kami. Pero after that meeting, no, a British, an American, an Australian would tell me, oh, come on, let's go to coffee shop, Doods, things like that. Sa Pilipinas, hindi. Bit-bit nyo yun hanggang kamatayan nyo, galit kayo doon sa nakaaway nyo. Kung tutuusin, ang pinag-awayan nyo lang naman, yung trabaho, di ba? So, masyado tayong personal na mga Pilipino, masyado tayong emosyonal. Yun yung natutunan ko sa abroad. Imagine talagang yung murahan, talagang winock-outan ako ng principal ko na Indian dahil ayoko pumapasok sa room ko nang walang pasabi. Bigla-bigla kasi pumapasok ko, tapos nakiki-interact. Sabi ko, Miss, I don't like what you're doing. You have to let me know. If you want to partake in my discussion, please let me know ahead of time because you are distracting my students. And then nag-walk out siya, galit na galit siya. And so I'm the principal, you don't want me to end up. Then she made balabag the pinto. Okay? So, after 5 minutes, paglabas naman, sabi, Dudes, have you eaten your lunch? Have you taken your lunch? Ganon lang. Pero dito, nako, wala na. Forever na kayong buwisit yan. Oo, di ba? Inis na inis ka na. Pagka nagpo-post na, talagang hindi ako magla-like. Di ba? Mga ganon. Kasi inaway ako niyan sa meeting. Di ba? Ganun na nangyayari sa atin. Ewan ko, it's our culture. Mahirap gawin, pero try kaya natin, no, na wag mainis, wag magalit. At kung ano, pasensya na, I'm always using Sir Jazz kasi Sir Jazz is my friend. Si Sir Jazz, lagi akong pinapagalitan yan. Lagi kami nag-aaway. Minsan, talagang kulang na lang, magbatuhan kami ng building, no? Pero at the end of the day, we know that we fought for certain issues and we didn't fight because dahil sa friendship, no? Yung friendship na pe-preserve. Ang tagal na, bata pa si Sir Jason, na-meet ko na siya. Newly graduate, na-meet ko na siya. Oo, matanda ako sa kanya, sobrang tanda, laki ng tanda. Pero, we understand. I see familiar faces, si Miss Des, si Miss Colleen. Ayan, mga nag-away-away din kami at some point in our lives. Inindian ko rin sila. Si Miss Des, hindi ako niyan kinausap for a couple of months. Oo, nagtampo. Pero, yun lang yun. Pero nung okay na siya, kinausap kami, hindi na namin diniscuss what happened. Pero in-explain niya why she felt that way, ba't hindi niya, dinededma niya ako and everything. So, dahil sa communication, we opened the communication between us. So, dapat ganun tayo. Ang hirap gawin, no? Pero, walang personalan. Yun yung maganda. Sana magawa natin yung walang personalan. Ako talaga, pinapractice ko siya eh. Nagalit siya sa akin. Kahit Filipinos, no, galit siya sa akin, may nasabi. Pero kasi nag-away tayo dahil dun sa work eh. Hindi niya nagustuhan. Tapos ako naman, sa tingin ko, yun yung tama. Tapos, pero pagkatapos nun, bati-bati uli. Diba? Ganon. Sana practice natin yan. Diba? At saka especially yung mga bosses natin. Siyempre yung mga boss, tao din sila. Hindi naman sila mga robots, di ba? Wala silang karapatang magalit, wala silang karapatang sumimangot, wala silang karapatang magtampo. Oo. Siyempre, nagagalit din sila and that's part of their job. Kailangan nilang gawin yon in order for you to become more productive and for you to do your job well. So, yun lang ang dapat nating tandaan, di ba? Next. So, ngayon, sometimes we're not aware of it, pero dapat pag nakita nyo yung signs, the moment you see the signs of communication breakdown, you should be alerted. You should be aware na, teka muna, mukhang there is a communication breakdown in our department or in the university, in our company. So, dapat conscious kayo dyan. There is an increased conflicts and misunderstandings, no? Munting kibot na lang, may nakasimangot, may galit, may kumokontra, di ba? Kada na lang may ibabato ka kahit sa feeling mo, maganda yung sinasabi mo, merong pa ring nakakontra. Lagi na lang merong sigalot, may away, may batuhan ng argument. It's not bad to have argumentation and debate, no, in a setup. Pero kung mayat-maya na lang, may ganon, parang hindi na tama. So, ibig sabihin, communication breakdown is happening now, no? Dumadami yung conflict, yung mga misunderstanding. Oo, ayan. So, do something about that. Low employee morale, di ba? Merong, it leaves your employees feeling undervalued, misunderstood, and unsupported. Minsan kasi parang feeling mo, hindi naman na-appreciate din yung ano ko eh, yung pinaggagawa ko eh. Oh, lagi na lang akong mali. 'Di ba? Tapos nag-i-emote ka sa CR, 'di ba? Papasok naman yung mga kasama mo, oo nga, ganyan talaga si Din Pahe. Oh. 'Di ba? Oo, tapos ang dami nating ganyan drama, 'di ba? So, minsan naman misunderstood, lagi na lang hindi ako maintindihan ni Vice President. Pupunta ako doon, lahat ng sinasabi ko hindi niya naintindihan, nakakainis, 'di ba? Gano'n. Ikakalat niya naman sa faculty, mag-iikot-ikot na naman sila doon. Talaga, nagpunta ka kay Vice President, tapos, ay naku, ganyan siya talaga, experience ko rin yan. Nagtulong-tulong na, 'di ba? So, without you knowing it, you're trying to ruin na the organization. Kala nyo, simple sharing of your feeling at that moment, na-relieve ka nga, pero na-destroy mo yung buong structure ng organization, nasira yung mga tao. So, try to avoid that. Then, unsupported feeling mo, pagka si ganito, sinusuportahan ni Ma'am Secretary, pagka naman ako na, wala na, napaka-unsupportive talaga niyang bruhildang yan, ganyan. Oo, tapos mag-e-emote ka sa kantin, kumakain ka mag-isa, nakatulala kang ganyan. Siyempre, makikita ka ng mga peers mo, ano nangyari sa'yo? Kasi yung secretary, ganito, ganyan, hindi ako sinusuportan sa lahat ng project na pero lagi din i-disapprove. O, sabi, ganyan talaga yan. O, siyempre, sulsulan na, mga marites, di ba? So, yun ang i-avoid natin. Okay. Now, it also leads to reduced productivity. So, when communication is poor, it can lead to delays, lower quality of work, and missed deadlines, reducing overall productivity. Kasi pag tinatamad ka nga naman, feeling mo hindi ka sinusuporta, ay, hindi ko na yung sasabit. Kahit okay lang naman maliit, magsabit ng lesson plan. Total naman, lagi naman akong pinapagalitan. Mga ganun ng drama, di ba? Or, ay, deadline na ba sa Friday? Okay lang malate. Tapos, hindi ka tinatamad kang pumasok, tinatamad kang magturo, naapektuhan pati yung estudyante mo. Samantalang ang feeling mo lang, you're not supported by your superior, dinamay mo pati buong sambayan ng University of Makati, di ba? So, dapat be professional enough, no? Yun yung point natin dito eh. We really have to be very professional no matter what we feel. If we are in front of the students, if we are in front of our peers or with our bosses, we really have to conduct ourselves in such a way that, you know, we will be respected also. Hindi nagsisisimangot ka. Kasi masama loob mo doon sa boss mo, tapos habang kinakausap ka, nagsimangot ka, wala kang gana. Pinapakita mo talaga, nangaasar ka pa, di ba? Yung mga ganon. So let's try to remove that. Okay? High employee turnover. So, if communication breakdown leads to employees feeling unheard, undervalued, and seeking opportunities elsewhere. Magre-resign ako, makikita mo, busy doon sa cubicle niya, nag-a-apply ng job, nagagawa ng resume, nag-a-apply sa iba-ibang kumpanya, di ba? Kasi nga, there is communication breakdown. Ngayon, if you feel undervalued, let your boss know that. Paalam mo, kasi hindi siya aware, baka mamaya hindi naman siya aware na sa pakiramdam ng boss mo, you're precious to the organization. But her way is not something that is very evident na hindi siya yung ma-praise na tao, hindi siya yung klase ng boss na nagbibigay ng chocolates or kung ano-ano pagka na-appreciate yung ginawa mo. Pero deep in her heart, na-appreciate ka niya. Dapat you really have to air it out. Dapat sabihin mo, ma'am, medyo feeling ko parang hindi niyo ako na-appreciate. Ganito. And then you will know na hindi naman pala. So, na-relieve ka ngayon. Hindi yung gabi-gabi nag-iisip, undervalued ako. Hindi ako makatulog kasi hindi ako gusto ni boss, mga ganito. So, dapat, if this thing will not be addressed, expect that the turnover of teachers every year or every semester will be very high. No? So, bakit kayo tumagal? Sino rito yung mga 5 to 10 years na sa UMak? 35. Oh, dami. So it only shows na the organization, the company is really doing well, di ba? Kasi ang dami yung tumagal di ba? Oo. So ako ang may problema, kaya kaya nawala ako ng UMak. Di ba? Kasi, di ba, the fact that si Dr. Pahe, natatandaan ko pa siya when I was here. No? Kilala ko na siya dati pa. So, kaya ang tagal na noon, di ba? Long time ago. Maganda ka pa rin naman, ma'am. Ayan. So, do not let other employees or teachers seek other opportunities, no? Lalo na, halimbawa si MC, kapaki-pakinabang siya. He's a very good host, right? So, do not let him go. Oo, so find a way that you will be able to address his needs, no? Yung mga ganun lang yan kakausa. Ano ba problema natin? So ganito. I do not know if it will be applicable to teachers kasi sometimes a certain employee has a problem with the schedule because of the problem at home. Medyo nire-revise, minomodify yung reporting time niya. Siyempre sa teacher hindi pwede, pero sa employee baka magawa ng paraan. Ginagawa namin yun sa abroad. No, so for example, if one of the employees has problem at home, may mga family problem, I cannot really report ng 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock po talaga. So how can we remedy that? So ginagawa namin, nagre-restructure kami ng reporting time. So I do not know, sa teacher siyempre hindi. Kung may 7 o'clock ka, manigas ka dyan, pumasok ka ng 7 o'clock. Diba ganon? Pero you have to, discuss it. So communication breakdown case studies. No? May mga case studies tayo. Halimbawa, email misinterpretation. Who among of you have misinterpreted the message sent through email? Oo. May ilan, di ba? Na minsan kasi, marami kasing ganito eh. Minsan iba yung hinahanap or the choice of words nga. That's the reason why if you read an email, if you have read an email and then you are unsure about the message, you reply. You reply to the email, okay, so that it would be clarified. Sasabihin naman, kasi naman din naman nagre-reply, hindi naman sumasagot pagka 48 years na, wala pa rin sagot. So problema na, di ba? Puntahan mo, di ba? Yung boss mo, hindi naman pwedeng intayin mong mag-reply siya, ang dami niya rin ginagawa, di ba? Baka sabihin nyo, masyado akong pro-boss, no? Pro-management, hindi. Kasi nga, dito nag-uugat ladies and gentlemen, dito nag-uugat yung problem. That's the reason why you don't act professionally, because we don't communicate professionally. So you really have to do something about that. No? And don't wait for the bosses if hindi na siya, if the boss fails to respond and there is an immediate need for you to find a remedy, okay, to whatever concern there is, then seek the person himself or herself. Case study 2, yung lack of feedback and collaboration, it always happens. Sabi ko nga, I would like to emphasize that. Yung mga boss naman natin, let's try to be more generous of praising and not of, criticizing our employees, no? And even yung mga peers natin, be more generous. Always find the good side of the person, no? Alam mo, medyo hindi masyadong maganda yung present mo tong project. Oo. So siguro ayusin natin. Yung magaling hindi yung, ang pangit-pangit naman ng presentation mo. Oo. Alam mo, parang ang tanga-tanga mo. Dapat nilagay mo to. Dapat inayos mo to. May mga ganun, di ba? Minsan ganun tayo. Hindi natin alam na hurt na pala yung yung person. So, and try to collaborate more. Ano ba yung kailangan mo? What do you need? Ano ba yung mga kulang pa? Oo, so may mga ganyan tayong mga scenario, di ba? Oo, and I need not to specify on that. Alam nyo yan, di ba? Ineffective meeting communication. Sometimes we set meetings, no? But the agenda is not addressed. Di ba? Nag-meeting doon, nagchikahan. Okay, nag-away, nagsabunutan. Di ba? May mga ganun nangyayari din to abroad. No? Yung nag-meeting kami for a certain purpose, nag-away yung Singaporean tsaka yung Filipina. Oo, so talagang nag-walk out sila, nakangang kaming lahat. Oo, may mga ganon. So we tried resolving that. So wag kayong mag-aaway sa meeting. Okay. And strategies for reducing breakdown of communication. Effective communication is crucial for the success of any organization. Ganito yan If you have open communication, definitely you will be inspired. If you are inspired to do your job, you will have a very positive disposition and outlook in life. Every person that you meet inside the organization, you have a good feeling. And then it emanates to that, no? And then it will be transferred to others, no? The emotion, the feeling, the positivity, nag-emanate na sa buong, nagre-reverberate na sa buong komunidad, sa buong campus. So definitely, uh, you are able to communicate through positive impact. No? Nagkakaroon na ng impact yung communication nyo professionally. Then, it helps minimize misunderstanding, promotes collaboration, and productivity. Okay. So, dapat may guidelines kayo, establishing clear communication guidelines. Then, you have to encourage open dialogue and feedback. Be honest. Don't try to please someone. Of course, hindi naman yung honesty na, oy, ang baw ng hininga mo, ano ba yan? Magsipilyo ka naman. Wag ganon. Siyempre, when we say professional communication, there is a different way of saying that without you offending the person. Parang nag-euphemize in a way, di ba? Euphemism. Yung parang, you don't necessarily have to be blatant about it, no? May way that the person won't be offended, no? So, and you should know that. Then implementing effective communication tools, yun na nga, what I mentioned a while ago. Then providing communication training, which is what you're doing. E.L.E.V.A.T.E, no? Ginagawa ito ng inyong mga organization, ng bossing niyo, for you to really improve, no? Kasi lahat naman tayo, we are constant learner, no? Forever learners, di ba? So we don't have the monopoly of all the greatest in the world. We don't have the monopoly of all the knowledge in the world, di ba? So we constantly learn. With the mere interaction with each other, we learn something, no? We learn from each and every one of us, no? So, and that is a good thing. You provide communication training for you to really know what to do and how to act on certain situations, especially in a setup like this, academic setup like this. Using an app for employee communication, na-mention na natin a while ago, but you try to minimize the application. Hindi lahat na lang ng apps ginamit nyo. Lahat kayo may groups, iba-iba, nakakaloka yan, di ba? And in conclusion, open communication is critical to productivity. So, if you have open communication, mag-i-increase ang productivity because you know the needs of each and every one. Communication breakdowns can lead to effective work processes, misunderstandings, and low employee morale. Okay? So it hinders productivity, it creates conflict, and erodes trust. So by understanding the cause and implementing corresponding strategies, employers can create an environment of clear and open communication. So we have to foster collaboration, we have to minimize errors, and we have to strengthen relationship among team members if we have open communication. Iyon yung key open communication for you to be able to act professionally, no? For effective communication. So, remember, effective communication is not a one-time effort, but an ongoing practice that requires attention and investment. Hindi to yung porke after the seminar, hoy, let's practice open communication. Tapos tomorrow, nalimot mo na. Di ba? Hindi mo na pinractice. Pinractice mo lang yung first week. Then yung mga sumunod na araw, dead man na, nakakapagod, nakakatamad. Oo, balik na sa dati. Yung mga ganon. So, dapat it should be a conscious effort to do that. No? Embracing the importance of communication and continuously refining communication skills will yield significant benefits in the workplace. Now, alam niyo, sabi ko nga kanina, siguro sobrang lakas ng dating ko as a person kasi pagdating ko ng UMak, lumindol. So sabi ko, ang lakas talaga ng impact ko, lumindol talaga, di ba? Oo, kaya napaka-memorable. Oo. It manifests. Now, let's have question and answer kasi I wanted to be more experiential. I don't want to be technical kaya that's the reason why I didn't prepare highly technical, highly scholastic, highly academic topics and points. Gusto ko yung magagamit natin. So, any question? Wala ba? Wag magtatanong yung mga friends ko dyan. Yes.
Sir, Miss Lee from CIC. We're handling kasi po the Facebook of the university. So, my question po is how do we like get to communicate with the students na ang sagot na kasi nandun na dun sa website and all, pero pag nagtanong sila,
Nandun yung sagot.
Nandun yung sagot, pero hindi pa rin nila naka-comprehend. Parang mga 3 times or 4 times bago kami magkaintindihan.
And what do you do? Do you answer? Do you reply?
Yes po.
Oo.
We pinpoint the exact answer dun sa website. And sometimes po, kahit na English na, tinatagalog po talaga namin para maintindihan. So,
Okay, siguro ang the best way that you can do, you make a message, ipin mo yung message na yon para yun yung lumalabas on top na dear students, if you have inquiries regarding the following blah blah blah, please go to this
may
page.
FAQs din po. Yes po.
Oo, kasi kung sa kasi tamad ang mga students they don't go to frequently asked questions, hahanapin pa nila yon. So siguro ang gawin mo nga talaga, all concerns regarding the following things, please refer to the frequently asked questions. Ganon. Kasi siguro as professors, also as teachers, it's also our duty to remind our students what is a minute or two, reminding the students, students, if you have some concerns regarding the following, please go to the website. Please try to be more resourceful. Everything is in the website. So you need not to, bombard the administrator of the Facebook page to answer you one by one. Wala na siyang ginawa sa buhay niya kundi sumagot, di ba? Kasi your job is to maintain the social media and not to really answer every single question, right? So nakakapagod yan kasi ginagawa ko rin yan, nakakapagod. So ipin mo yung ano na yun.
Actually, sir, we also have the automated message triggered by the keywords po.
Yeah.
So kapag merong tinype si
student
student na related doon, kunyari po admission, so
Oo.
magte-trigger po yung mga automated na answers
Oo.
directing to the
Kasi
website.
di ba, and also siguro we have to explain to our students that we cannot expect a real human to really interact with you. Kasi di ba ganun yung gusto nila? Pag nag-message sa may sasagot agad,
Yes.
mag-usap na kayo, di ba parang ganon?
Opo.
So it's more of creating awareness to the students about the importance of researching them. Be resourceful enough to read the Facebook page, di ba? Pagka mga magpo-post sila at maggagawa ng mga TikTok, resourceful sila Pagka magtatanong na ganyan, hindi. Sa tingin ko yun lang, mag-pin kayo na all concerns regarding this, please try to create, a message, blast it to all the students or through the Facebook page na please everything that you need to know pertaining to the university is in the website or is in the Facebook page, etc. So please be resourceful, mga ganon.
Okay, thank
Diba?
you, sir.
Yes, any question? The man in pink. Pink nga ba yun? Huwag niyo akong tanongin sa spelling, baka mamaya hindi ko may spell ng tama.
Sir, good morning.
Yes.
From admissions office. Actually, our office have lots of problem about communication. And the question is, how are we going to go about those people who don't know how to follow instructions?
Okay, that's the actually that's a common mistake. That's a common problem of admissions office. Sometimes you already put some signages. Okay, please proceed to this room. When you after that proceed to the room B, etc. But still they don't follow instructions. Again, information dissemination. Be patient. Kasi that's the reason why they're students Di ba? We are teaching them how to follow instructions. Huwag ka magagalit. Alam ko minsan nakakaburaot na, di ba? Na parang, ano ba ito? Ang tatanga. Estudyante ba ito? Hindi marunong sumunod ng... But we try, it's a collaborative effort from the teachers, from the staff. Everybody in the university should have the initiative, to inform and educate the students, If, for example, you're an employee of a certain department, then nakita mo yung isang estudyante hindi yung nagsusunod ng instruction, why not try to do the initiative or to make an initiative na, basahin mo, may nakasulat. Kasi wala tayong pakialam That's the reason why nangyayari yon, di ba? And also, let's teach our students na use your common sense, guys. So, yung para, teacher kasi, alam nyo, teacher is very impactful very influential. Students believe in you. Naniniwala yung estudyante sa inyo, sumusunod. Minsan nga, mas sumusunod ang estudyante sa teacher kaysa sa parents nila. So, nasa inyo yung power. Nasa power to educate them. Of course, you cannot do that alone. So, it requires all of us to do that. We should be on the same page. Dapat lahat tayo ganito. Dapat lahat ganito. Pag kami ganito, lahat tayo pwede. May ownership tayo. Meron tayo accountability. Nangyayari to, kaya to, girls. Girls tuloy. Kaya to, ladies and gentlemen. Kasi girl ako, kaya girls lang yung... kaya masyado akong gender bias. So, kasi in Singapore International School, we did that. No, so we gathered every member of the academic community. Okay, once anybody enters the gate of the school, we should be like this, we should be like that, we should. So pagka nakita mo, pag may mga event, lahat may nagtitake ng ownership. Oy, dito pupunta. Hindi walang pakialam kasi ganyan nangyayari. I'm very sure wala kayong pakialam. Kaya ang dami-daming estudyante na makulit at hindi sumusunod. That's the reason why they're here. We have to teach them not only academic matters. We have to teach them to follow instructions, to be respectful, etc., etc. Diba? Okay. Any question? Parang nagtataas si Miss Edessa, wag ka magtanong. Wala nang question. Madali lang naman, di ba sabi ko naman sa inyo, we already know what we discussed. We just have to reinforce them. We have to put that into action. We have to walk the talk. We really have to help the organization in implementing professionalism when we communicate. No? Sige na nga, Miss Edessa.
Hi, Sir Doods. I just have this question. There are times that, we observe some things that should be addressed by superiors. And, not in any way complaining, but you wanted it to be addressed, right, to raise it. But you are being held back because you might feel or you might think that they would take it against you. And sabi mo nga kanina, dapat lahat may pakialam, di ba? So, pagka ganon yung situation that they might take it against you, tatahimik ka na lang, di ba? And so, siguro that's the thing also na that actually hinders people to really voice out. Another thing would be, may mga pagkakataon din na nag-voice out ka, pero feeling kaaway ka. So what are we supposed to do when we are, ako, personally, I acknowledge and recognize authorities. Yan yung lagi ko, kasi pinalaki akong ganyan no? Whatever basta naging teacher kita, boss kita, I acknowledge that, I recognize. But there would be times that it would be taken against you. So ang hirap, lalo na kung ikaw yung kasi being the oldest, or the senior in siguro sa grupo, ako yung nagiging So how do I live?
How do I live?
So paano ba? Ang hirap ng makialam. So ako ngayon sabi nila, but choose your battles. But minsan kailangan mo magsalita, di ba? In a nice way naman, hindi naman but it is always taken against you or mas madalas na ganon. So ngayon, hindi na lang ako makikialam. Tatahimik na lang ako. So, tama ba yung decision na yan?
That's the reason why I was very emphatic a while ago that if we practice open communication and we should not take everything personally, it won't happen, right? So probably for those bosses or upper management who are not here, we could echo this to them that, and as what I told you nga it takes everybody to achieve something, no? Hindi po pwedeng isa lang yung gumagawa, nagpa-practice yung isang din hindi, yung isang head hindi. Dapat we're on the same page. O lahat tayo, walang personalan. Pag nagalit ako, kasi nagalit ako dun sa ginawa nyo, hindi dahil nagalit ako dahil sa pagkatao nyo. Dapat may ganon. Dapat clear yon. Mahirap siyang gawin. It's better said than done. Pero kaya. We can do that. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, na-practice namin yun sa abroad eh. So, mas magagaling naman tayo sa mga kasamahan namin sa ibang bansa, di ba? Totoo yan. You will always hold back pagka baka mamaya magalit, baka i-personalin ako nito, hindi na ako bigyan ng load next semester, yung mga gano'n. Pero yun nga that's the reason why we have this E.L.E.V.A.T.E, di ba? Na-address bigla yung issue or concern na yan. Siguro naman, let's try to observe, let's try to be, let's try to practice that after this. Pagka hindi pa rin umeffect, siguro approach those who are here, 'di ba? So they could do something about that, no? Totoo 'yan. Kaya nga tayo mga Pilipino masyadong emotional, where we take everything personally. Dapat hindi 'di ba? Walang ganun dapat. Kaya yun nga hanggang sa hukay dala mo yung galit. Oo, pero isang pagkakamali lang, isang asaran lang, 'di ba?
Okay, pero hindi naman po ako nagagalit.
Oo.
Wala naman.
Wala ka namang pinaparinggan yan.
Wala naman. This is just, a general concern. And I believe it happens, sa kahit sa iba pang mga department or offices. That's why I raise it up. It's not about, nagpaparinig or something. Kaya nga professional lagi ko sinasabi, let's be professional. Let's agree to disagree. Sabi mo nga, nag-aaway kayo. But at the end of the day, it's nothing. Hindi mo siya dala-dala sa bahay. Hindi mo siya dala-dala sa pagkatao mo. Kasi ginawa mo lang yon, sinabi mo lang yon because you have to.
Yeah,
Alright?
exactly.
Because you feel that it's the right thing to do. Kaya nga lang, nakaka-discourage if the other party or the other parties would be taking it against you. Yun lang naman yun sa akin. So I just want to bring that up so that siguro yung choose your battle would not really be taken as the all and be all. Kasi hindi tayo pwedeng laging choose our battle. Dapat we have to speak out, speak up, and speak out also kung kinakailangan. Diba?
And that's
kasi,
the power of communication.
Kasi yung change would never happen unless we really kung ano yung mga nanonotice natin. Not to the point na lahat na lang nakita natin ay mali. Let's also appreciate the things that are being done by the management. Lahat na magaganda nilang ginagawa. Appreciate din natin yung maliliit na bagay.
And Ms. Deza, I'm sure you wouldn't stay in UMak for almost more than a decade, right? If you are not satisfied with the organization. Kaya,
Salamat, UMak.
Ayan. Last question na ba or what? Last question ba? Mag-last question. Last question. Yung pasabog na tanong. Paano maging beauty queen? Ganon. Wala na? Colleen, wala kang tanong? Si Ma'am daw may tatanong.
Paano po ba mag-apply ng top model of the
How old are you, madam?
I'm only 5 years old. 51 po.
51.
Pwede pa po ba?
Pwede pa naman. Gagawa tayo. Para sa'yo. Magkikreate tayo ng for 51 years old.
Sir Doods, may dagdag lang po ako na tanong. Kanina ko pa po kasi iniisip kung pwede po na makapag-share po kayo ng isang experience na yung parang na-misjudge po kayo tapos harapan pong na kinorek ninyo. And then, paano po ninyo ginawa yun? Tapos, nakatulong po ba or nabago po ba yung sitwasyon nung kinorek mo right?
Perfect. Okay, madami. Ang daming moment kung ganyan. Hindi kasi ganito yon. If somebody has a different perception on you, syempre, pagka kinriticize ka at that moment on the spot, dapat ikaw Hindi mo, yun nga, dapat naka-embed na sa puso mo na hindi ko take to personally. Dapat yun muna, you have to learn that first. Pag ang hirap niyan, mahirap yan. Hindi siya ganun kadali. Dapat i-imbibe mo muna na kahit na anong criticisms ibabato sa akin, hindi muna ako magagalit. Kasi unang-una, I know myself well. And kung tama naman yung criticism, then you have to be thankful. Regardless whether offensive yung way niya, yung tono niya, pero ikaw on your part, kasi ikaw yun eh. Ikaw ang magdadala niyan. Oo. Hindi pala sa kanya, wala lang, pero ikaw, nag-iiyak ka, nag-e-emote ka na, punyeta to, kanina, diba? Galit na galit ka sa kanya, nag-ano ka na, lahat dinamay mo na, pati pamilya mo, dinamay mo, in-inform mo sila, galit na galit doon sa tao, diba? So, ang take ko kasi dyan, okay, mali yung sinabi, no? Mali yung criticism sa'yo. Sabihin mo yung blatantly, yung factually, di ba? So, excuse me, ganito to. O, halimbawa, may na-explain ka, mali yung story na nakarating sa'yo. Ma'am, hindi po ganyan. Ang nangyari po ganito. Okay, kaya po ako nag-decide na magganito. Oo, kahit galit siya, at least na-explain mo yung totoo, di ba? Hindi yung nakikipagbanatang ka doon sa, kasi naman, no, ma'am, hindi, mali ka kasi. Ma'am, ganito po, yung makinig naman kayo sa hindi ganon, di ba? Siyempre, yung way mo pa rin, na ma'am, ganito po. I experienced that a lot, sa iba-iba kong bosses. Pero, kasi nga, kaya minamahal ako ng mga boss ko, lalo yung mga Singaporean bosses, kasi magaganyan yan eh. Love na love nila ako, yung mga boss ko na lalaki, na mga well, aside from attracted siguro sila sa pagka-beauty, ko. Pero, kasi you would be surprised, siguro 4 yung naging Singaporean bosses ko, lahat sila love nila ako, gusto nila akong pabalikin doon. Kasi that's how I react to their criticism. Nakita nila na I am the type of person na pag may sinabi sila, Doods, I didn't like what you did to your general paper class. It should be like, sir, really? So I have to do that. I have to to correct that next time, sir. Ganon. Wala namang perfect, di ba? So, sa akin, mahirap gawin eh. Mahirap talagang gawin yung hindi ako maapektuhan. Kasi baka sabihin ko lang sa'yo, alam mo, ang pangit ng katawan mo. Mamaya galit ka na sa akin, punyetang speaker yan. Oo, sana hindi na lang ako nag-attend. Di ba? May mga ganon. Mahirap talaga siyang gawin. Pero if we could do that, and we do that collectively, we will remind each other, walang personalan, ganun agad kayo, remind each other, kahit sa mga small groups nyo, I think it would help. Without you realizing it, one day, once you wake up in the morning, you will be surprised and amazed to find out everybody is doing that already. Di ba? Parang lahat tayo automatic. Walang personalan. Walang personalan. Siyempre, tao lang naman tayo. May mga bad days ka din. Pero, if there will be, people around you na magre-remind sa'yo, teka, wag mo personalin na ang nagalit si ma'am kasi hindi natin naayos to. Wag ka magalit. Yung mga ganon. Siguro ang ganda-ganda ng mundo, di ba? This will be such a wonderful place to live in, di ba? Ayun. So, and with that, thank you so much.
Once again, a round of applause for Mr. Doods, Domingo. All right, girls. Okay, na-adapt ko kaagad yung girls. All right. Anyway, let's acknowledge the presence of our Vice President for Student Services and Community Development, VP E.L.E.V.A.T.E. Thank you, sir, for gracing our event today. And I think all of us would agree that we learned so much. Ang dami kong nasulat. And I think we're done with the open forum. We're done giving our insights and so on and so forth. But I just want to give emphasis on communication's really power. And it will only become powerless if we are not open to be corrected, if we are not careful with our words, our action, if we are not understanding, and if we always take personally every situations that we are into. We can only say that communication is power if we are using it wisely. Ayon. Anyway, thank you, Sir Doods. Ang dami mo naming natutunan for today. And let's proceed to the next part of our program. We have the awarding of Certificate of Appreciation to our esteemed guest. Here's the certificate. So before that, let's invite our VP Tabu, VP Cariaga, Yusek Hermosura, and of course, Dr. Pae in front. And of course, we have Dr. Jason Berganya. Yan, that's also one of our partners. Yan. And of course, our speaker, sir. Let's proceed in front. And let me do the honor of reading the citation. University of Makati, Office of the Vice President for Planning and Research, Center for Quality Management and Development. Certificate of Appreciation is awarded to Mr. Eduardo Doods S. Domingo Jr. for sharing his knowledge and expertise as resource speaker for Session 2 of E.L.E.V.A.T.E. UMak on the topic Communication for Professional Impact on October 13, 2023 at the HBSP, University of Makati. Signed by the Director of CQMD, Dr. P.Pahe, our Dean of College of Innovative Teacher Education, Dr. Jason Bergan, and of course, our Vice President for Planning and Research, Dr. Maria Faye Ninette M. Cariaga. Once again, a round of applause for Mr. Doods Domingo. All right. Once again, thank you so much po to our dear officials and of course to our speaker. All right. And Sir Doods, gusto ko lang sagutin yung isa sa mga tanong mo kanina. Why most of the UMak employees are staying in the university. Maliban sa sahod na namin today, na-receive nyo na po ba? Pakicheck na mga Gcash dahil sumahod na po kami ng maaga. We have a lot of benefits provided by the city government of Makati. That's why ako dito ako nag-senior high school, dito ako nag-college, at dito din po ako empleyado ngayon. I'm really a living legend. Di pa naman po ako legend. Siguro living testimony po na we are really provided well by the city government of Makati. Alright. So, hi Mayora. Baka naman. Alright. Okay. So, to help us synthesize the topic discussed earlier by our speaker, Mr. Doods Domingo, let's call on stage the Dean of the Institute of Nursing, Professor Anthony Jan Domingo. A round of applause, please.
Thank you, sir. 2 out of 3 na po ito. Isa na lang po yung utang ko sa CQMD. Sir, magkamag-anak po ba tayo? Yeah, from Pateros. Opo. Isang karangalan ko kung kamag-anak ko po kayo. Yung challenge question sa atin ni Sir kanina, have you checked your posts? Sino ang nag-like? At sino ang mga hindi nag-like? Hindi. Of course, to VP-NET, to USEC Juvie, to Dr. Pahe, to Dean J, Sir Jazz, to VP Hill, of course, to the deans and directors and office heads present today. Blessed morning to our participants physically present here at 1012, and of course to those virtually present in our various online platforms. This morning session began with our University Secretary, Juvie Hermosura's usual warm welcome, highlighting the significant and truly commendable achievements of our CQMD and the significance of choosing the right people and how we convey the right message leading to proper branding. CQMD Director Dr. P.Pahe, of course, avidly introduced our speaker, Mr. Eduardo Doods Domingo Jr., with his 3-page bio sketch. Sir Doods is really a who's who in his field. Nice to meet you, sir. An honor po. Today's session focused on the objectives of amplifying the importance of communication for professional impact. Communication is something innate in all of us. This is something we already know. Reinforcement and walking the talk is key. Communicative competence and interaction as well as collaboration lead us to opportunities, endless opportunities at that. Today's session unveiled very significant learnings through this 5-point summary on how communication, specifically on communication breakdown. Number 1, we need to stick with our authenticity, with our authentic self, our very branding. Number 2, we need to be careful and conscious with the way we speak and the way we convey our message. Outcomes is key. Number 3, we need to be assertive, but at the same time, being respectful is key. You will never know when you do not ask. Number 4, we need to be expressive, sensitive, and open, seeing what is beyond. Because more often than not, what is beyond is what is authentic. And finally, we need not to overload. You cannot spread yourself too thinly. It might also lead to communication breakdown. We need to clearly convey our messages at some point, our instructions, to our very diverse audience, including our colleagues, our superiors, stakeholders, and of course, our client, our students, as understanding fosters cooperation and involvement, and being a single united entity. Embracing these aspects of communication and preventing pitfalls or breakdowns empower all of us to influence, inspire, and thrive in their professional careers. And also bearing the responsibilities to teach our students not just information, but how to think, and to think critically. Because oftentimes, communication or comprehension is the problem. End of the day, we all need to aim to End of the day, we all aim to understand, we all aim to understood, but more so to understand. We need to be sensitive to everyone's capacity. All must be given his or her spot of the center stage. We all are emotional beings with very unique feelings, and no one can question that. But we also have to understand and go back why we are all here today, literally, at University of Makati. Not just because of the GCash na natanggap na natin kanina, because we all work and carry the common goal of our beloved University of Makati to bring her beyond borders and to make her beyond better. So with all these being said, so that we do not confuse and we do not mekus-mekus the messages we intend to say. So with that, thank you very much, and we enjoy the rest of the day and the weekend.
All right, a round of applause once again for Dean Anthony Jan Domingo. Thank you, sir. Ayan, so I think binibigyan lang ni sir ng emphasis that communication is not a one-time effort but an ongoing practice. Katulad ng binanggit ni Sir Doods kanina. And by the way, before we proceed to the last part of our program, we will be having another exciting part, and that is our raffle. Sir, courtesy of VP Cariaga. A round of applause, please. Ayan, nandito ng ating malabhag-haring Wheel of Fortune. So, sir, paikutin natin yan para sa unang winner. Okay, ang unang mananalo ng number 20. Nasa food stop po ninyo. Pakicheck po ang mga food stop natin. Sino po ang number? We have Ma'am Canlas from the higher school ng UMak. Alright, meron siyang vitamin C plus zinc. Congratulations, ma'am. Alright, nako, that's good for, I don't know, 30 days? Ilang tablets? Oh, 100 capsules pala to, so it's good for at least 3 months. 3 months and 10 days. Tama ba yung math ko? Anyway, let's have another winner, sir. Alright, our second winner is number 47. 47. Para nagbibingo na po tayo, no? 47 po. Ayan, si ma'am. Belated happy birthday, ma'am. Alright, congratulations, ma'am. Alright. Next, sir, let's have a third winner. All right, our third winner is number 59. 59. Ay, all right. Thank you. Congratulations, ma'am. All right, sige. We have dalawa pa po. Let's have our second to the last one, sir. Number 49. 49. 49. Ayan, congratulations, sir. Alright. Yan, kailangan po natin yan, lalo na po ngayon na merong Taal Volcano Advisory, no? Na mataas daw po yung emission ng sulfur dioxide ba? Yung SO2. Paki-correct mo lang po if mali. Ayan, let's have our last winner. Number 24. 24. I think ako yun, wala akong stub eh. 24. I think sa akin na lang po ito. Hati po tayo. Hindi din. You can provide at least 10 of these boxes. Anyway, sige, let's have another number, sir. Pag 18 yan sa akin to, 18. Hindi pala. 45. Number 45. Mukhang kailangan ko atang isayaw to, no? Para may manalo na. Wala po, sir. Let's have another number po. 30. Ayun. From the College of Innovative Teacher Education. Congratulations, ma'am. Alright. Once again, congratulations to our winners. And once again, thank you, VP Cariaga, for the sponsors po. To our sponsors. Okay. So, I think gutom na kayo and gusto nyo na atang magalaw yung nalaman ng mga Gcash, no? So to formally close our second session today, let us hear our Vice President for Planning and Research, Dr. Maria Faye Ninette M. Cariaga. A round of applause, please. I'm sorry for that. Okay, we have our Vice President for Student Services and Community Development, VP Gil Tabu. Sorry, sir.
Morning, Papa. Good morning. It's good that I was able to catch up. No, I was about to message VP Net. No, that we represented the university with Sir Olan in the conduct of the activity of DRRM. So nandun po kami habang lumilindol dito at nag-evacuate kayo. Wala si Sir Olan, yung ating commander in charge, no? Kaya medyo natagalan yata kayo pagbalik. But it's good, no, that I was able to catch up the last few slides of the speaker, our speaker, Sir Doods, no? And with the synthesis of Dean AJ, I know and I believe that Sir Doods has not only shared with you insights on how to establish good communication, but has also brought you, no, into the mindset of understanding why communication is such a very important thing, no, in any organization. And so I would like to pay compliment, no, to this initiative of the CQMD, headed of course by our Director, Ma'am Ami Pahe. Marami pong salamat for this great exercise of qualifying ourselves, no, with these systems, procedures, and processes. I know that Dean J has started all of this, di ba, during his time, and we are blessed that Ma'am Pahe has always have the time and the resources to attend, no, to what have been started. And we are blessed, no? We are blessed with our speaker this morning. It is very important that we have a very good communication because if not, we would be trapped. We would be trapped within our own world, no, of private sensation. And so communication is very important, but it's not enough. It's not enough that we establish good communication. We should back up this good communication with action, no? We cannot teach what we do not know. We cannot give what we do not have. So we should always back up our selves, no? Those words should be backed up with actions. We should always be ready to put into action all that we have in mind. Diba? Especially educators. I saw some educators here kasi diba sabi nga nila a lawyer's mistake is put behind bars. Diba? Pag namatay pagka nagkamali ang abogado ay nakukulong ang kanyang kliyente. Diba? Doctor's mistake gets buried. Diba? Pag nagkamali yung doktor, mamamatay ang pasyente niya at ililibing natin. But for us educators, diba, a teacher's mistake goes around and spread ignorance. So very expensive yung ating pagkakamali. And for us, not only as educators, but as parents, diba, in our own home, pagka tinuturo natin sa ating mga anak na dapat maayos ang ating pananalita, maayos ang ating communication, pero iba naman yung nakikita nila, di ba? Hindi tayo model sa kanila. So, I believe, no, and I know that our speaker has brought us into that mindset of understanding why communication is such a very important in our organization. So marami pong salamat sa inyo pagdalo. Magandang hapon na po. Magandang hapon na.
Alright, once again, thank you so much VP Tabu for that closing remarks and for everyone's para makapagpa-picture po tayong lahat. Yun lang talagang gusto kong sabihin. Nagugutom na kasi ako. Sabi ng mga small intestines ko, gumaganon-ganon na sila. So we will have another photo opportunity, of course, with our VP Tabo and the rest of our Mancom officials here. And we can move forward po para makita po tayo sa camera. We have here Sir Adrian, who will be taking the photo. Forward po tayo para po kita po tayo sa picture. Yan. Maraming salamat po. And forward po kayo. Thank you po. Opo. Sige po. Kaya na po ng lens ng camera ni Sir Adrian yan. Pero mas maganda po kung malapit po kayo. Thank you po. Alright, thank you so much po. So before we officially end our session, sandali lang po. I'll be giving some reminders po. We have our last session on October 20 po, 2023, same time and same venue. And once again, thank you so much to our deans, directors, faculties, AQA coordinators, and every one of us, lalo na sa mga live audience natin sa YouTube channel natin. Maraming salamat po and enjoy your lunch.